having the honesty to say, it could happen here, so let's just be honest about that. Let's bring ourselves into the light. Let's not fake it. And let's ask ourselves, are there any factors here that might put us in an at-risk category? A pastor came to me a little while ago and said, I'm really grateful for that kind of reflection because my chief delight is also my chief worry. My chief delight is that my elders really love me and they respect and honour me, and therefore I can make them do what I say just because I say it. And trying to make them as savvy as possible to the use of my power and enfranchise them to say if they think I'm going wrong really early on. Let's not let me go very wrong before they say it. Because frankly, if they can't say it early on, they're very unlikely to say it later on. And that means things get worse and worse and worse until everything blows itself to bits. Let's have a culture that allows that. The trouble is, that means taking leaders off pedestals. And we really like being on pedestals. Worse than that, congregations like us being on pedestals. So you get this collusion going on, which leads to the unaccountable leader syndrome. Let's get away from that. We are shepherds and servants. We are not CEOs, generals, and living in splendid isolation. We have been given a sacred responsibility from the Lord to release the saints in their ministries. We do not get to exercise that in isolation. So, yeah, let's just be very, very clear and forthright about our leadership practice. Let's be open to critique. Let's create an environment where that can be received constructively, unless as leaders we are prepared, in the words of the apostle, to share our lives as well as the gospel as well. People will never know. I can preach a reasonably competent sermon without anybody knowing what my heart is like. It's pure technique. And nobody will ever ask. So unless I validate people in asking and get used to being honest, then what we haven't got is a community of grace where everybody one another's one another and helps each other to learn and grow. When you have got a community of grace, when you're getting rid of that superficiality, when leaders aren't expected to be on that pedestal, everybody's safer.